this video, I'm going to be showing you the truth on all belief systems. I'm going to show you exactly how you can transcend to a whole new level of being, a whole new level of understanding that will totally transform your life. And by the end of this video, I think it is possible that you can experience this shift in awareness. Welcome back to another video. My name is Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. Now in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the truth on all belief systems, even the belief systems that we look at that are like, oh, well, I'll believe I'm capable of a little bit more. I'll believe a little bit more in something that's a little bit beyond where I currently am. I'm going to be showing you the truth on that. The truth on the belief systems of successful people, the belief systems of enlightened people, the belief systems of anything you could want to accomplish. Those people that have already accomplished that which you want to accomplish believe something to be true. Their belief systems are creating their reality. This goes deeper than the surface level of the law of attraction, of just the focus. Many times some people will be like, yo, I'm going to focus on this. But if they're focused on this and they don't believe they deserve it, or they don't believe they can have it, then even if they focus on it, they may go out into the world, see more of whatever that is. They may say, I want a relationship, but if they don't believe they're worthy of a relationship, they might go out into the world and just see other people in relationships. They may say, I want a Ferrari. They may say, I don't know if I deserve a Ferrari, but I want one. And then they might have vision boards of just Ferraris everywhere. They go out and they see a lot of Ferraris, but it won't actually be actualized until we believe it to be true. I'm going to show you the truth on those beliefs and how everything in our life is literally a reflection of what we believe to be true. But I'm going to be giving you and showing you something that is a shift in awareness. It's something that's going to go beyond belief, because beliefs are just the surface level. Beliefs are just one part of this whole equation. Now here's the thing. Have you ever seen The Truman Show? Truman Show is a movie, even though it's called The Truman Show, with Jim Carrey. And in this movie, Jim Carrey is born into a reality TV show where there's a set around him. Even the environment itself, it has like water, and it has this environment, this big dome that this city is in, that is the Truman Show. And it's this 24/7 show that's going on where people around the world are watching this show of Truman. And Truman is having an experience, and he doesn't figure out that he's a part of this show until, that's what the movie's about, until he's like 33 years old or something like that. So he's going through this experience of finding out that everything around him is fabricated, that everyone's in on it except for him. He's starting to see patterns. There's a loop. Now this movie is a very powerful symbolism of for the way the world works. Because in it, there's this one part where somebody asks, what's his name, Gene? I think Gene. The guy that created the Truman Show in the movie. He's like this genius guy that's twisted because of everything that's going on. And somebody asks him, why is it taking him this long to figure out that he's in a show, that he's like the main star in a show that he just hasn't been in on? And he said something very interesting. Gene, the guy that created the show, said, well, it's very simple. People accept the reality that they're given. People accept the environment that they're in. People accept and believe that whatever they're given is simply real. Now, I'm paraphrasing, by the way. Maybe the words were moved around a little bit, but that was the idea. People accept the environment that they're given. Now, everything in Truman's environment was kind of on an auto loop. In one scene of the movie, he is in the driveway and he's having his wife come and show, because his wife is also an actress. His wife come show, and he's like, look, these people, and all of a sudden he's like, you're going to see someone driving on a bike, you're going to see something else, and you're going to see a beetle, all at the same time. And he sits there and he does this and he does it, and then 3, 2, 1, it comes exactly as he said. And why is that? Because they're just on a loop. They're going around and around. That's what he's saying in the movie. And they're just going around and around on a loop. Well, in the same way, think of that like a program in society. And think of it like we live in a form of environment where we have always accepted the validity of everything we experience, which means we've absorbed all of these beliefs, and we've absorbed the beliefs our environment, thinking they're all real. Now, the key to this is understanding that all of the beliefs of our environment, and what are some of those beliefs? Some of those beliefs are that we are not good enough already. We have the beliefs in consumerism. If only I could change everything on the outside, then I could be happy. We go to the supermarket. We see these little magazine that's up there that says, hey, if you only had six-pack abs, how to look like this person, how to be like this. And it's this type of mentality that a lot of people aren't even aware of. And I'm not saying we need to be a victim here. We need to be mad at the government, mad at the media. I'm just saying be aware that there's a certain way that there's a benefit in us thinking in this consumerism type way and thinking that we're not good enough already, because if we're not good enough already, maybe we can buy our way to worthiness. Let's buy our way to worthiness. Let's change everything on the outside, knowing that as we change everything on the outside, then we can feel validation on the inside. But that's a belief system. You see, reality in of itself, the more we think that it is actually real, solid, it is the way that it is, the more that is the case. So the reason I bring up some of these ideas is because most people are living according to the rules of the environment and according to the rules of the beliefs they were given or shown at a young age. So people that have, in a way, adopted the beliefs of their parents, adopted the beliefs of their government or beliefs of certain political party affiliations. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you're still on one of the sides. There's still a belief in the system itself. And I'm not telling you to drop all of these beliefs. All I'm saying is become aware that these beliefs are there. Because unless you become aware of the beliefs, you can't actually change them, you can't actually let them go. So then what we could do is we could look at the beliefs of society. We could look at the beliefs of the way the world works and how most people relate to the world. We could look at the beliefs of a successful person. What's the difference between the beliefs of a successful person to the beliefs of someone that's not successful? Well, the beliefs of someone that is successful is they normally believe that they can accomplish something. They normally believe that there is a way. The belief system of an unsuccessful person is normally the world is fixed. The world is the way that it is. There's not much I can do. Then there's also a belief a lot of times that doing something would be very hard. The belief system of the successful person says it doesn't matter, I'm going to go through anyways. So you see, these two belief systems both can serve a certain type of person. The difference is one is more resourceful than the other. So what I'm saying to you is be aware of the different belief systems and how to let go of the ones that don't serve. I'm not telling you if you're the person that thinks the world is fixed, the world is hard and all of this stuff, I'm not telling you to just believe in more of something else. I'm saying just let those go. It's not about which beliefs are true, because here's the truth of life, here's the truth of everything that I teach. The one truth in life is that all truths are true. Whatever we believe to be true will be reflected back to us. And there may be periods of time in our life when certain beliefs serve us, but eventually we let go of those beliefs and then we go to a next level. We start to believe something different. So beliefs in a way are like vehicles that we get into, that we then go around places and we experience things, and then we say, okay, this vehicle has been great, but it's a little bit heavier. It's like a PT Cruiser. It's like it doesn't go very fast. It feels like it takes a long time to actually accelerate. It got me from point A to point B, but now I feel like I'm capable of more. So you get out of that belief system, you get out of the PT Cruiser, and then what you do is you get into a better car. Tesla, better car. So this is about being aware of the different belief systems you have. But one day, as you're getting from one car to the next car, because then this is a better car, what you may find out is that you can instantly apparate like in Harry Potter or something. Just saying. Maybe you find out that you don't even need cars. Maybe you find out there's a new way of transportation and it's called flying. Maybe there's a new way of going about things that completely shifts our beliefs about reality. You see, that's what I'm saying. That's what we would call enlightenment. That's what we'd call dropping the reasoning, dropping the belief systems. And that could eventually happen. I know I'm using a cheesy metaphor of cars and flying and stuff, but that is the idea. The idea is that our whole lives, we go around at the whims of society, absorbing our environment. Just like the movie The Truman Show, we accept the reality that we're given. And we're not aware of it. But the moment you start to become aware of it is the moment you start to gain your power back. Because you're not really having choice. You're not really having free choice, free will, until you become aware of it. This is an idea I thought of the other day, and it's something that's really been changing my whole perspective. I used to think, of course, we all have free will. We have free will to do whatever we want. We can choose whatever we want. But 99% of people are on autopilot. They're not aware they create their reality. They're walking around like this is happening to me, this is happening to me, stimulus response, stimulus response, stimulus response, stimulus response. And they say, oh, I choose this. But that choosing of this was something that was chosen also the day before, and the day before, and the day before, because of all the different belief systems. You see, that's the thing. The belief systems and the autopilot mind. 90% of what we think is on autopilot. So I'm choosing this. But the choice of making this was something that came from the autopilot mind of all of these other things. You see, so the only way we really have free choice is if we wake up. If we wake up to who we are, we wake up to reality. We wake up to understanding that our whole lives we've accepted the reality that we're giving. Now, I'm not saying to resist it. It's like now we got to rebel, and like Truman, we got to get out of the whole system itself. But in a way, the Truman Show represented his belief systems, and he was breaking outside of his belief systems. Here's the thing he had to do, though. He had to break out and face his fears. You see, in the beginning of the movie The Truman Show, Gene, the guy that created it, he's very smart about this. He said, you know what? In order for Truman to never go beyond this little glass dome that we've made, we have to associate fear with doing it. So when he was a kid, he was very young, because he was born into the show and all that stuff. What they did is they made him feel like his dad died in the ocean, even though his dad didn't really die. So he had his dad die in the ocean. It was very dramatic. He was crying, a lot of painful associations. And then from that point going forward, he wouldn't even go to the water. He was afraid of water. Because that was fear that was put into him. In order for him to leave the Truman Show, because he tried driving, he tried so many different ways, it wasn't that easy. He had to actually face his fear, get on a boat, and start to sail. And that's, sorry to ruin the movie, but that's what happened. And with it, he faces fear. When you face your fears, you break out of your own belief system. What are you afraid of? Are you afraid of what other people think of you? Maybe you should face that fear. What's the worst thing that could happen? Maybe face the truth. Truth is, what people think of you normally doesn't even have much to do with you anyways. It has much more to do with them. Maybe also face the truth that however many people there are, there's that many different perspectives about you. You see what I mean? Awareness is what breaks down these belief patterns. We start to realize all of these. Now, just to give this a basis of something to see, the calibration chart that I put right here, this calibration chart is that of the calibration of consciousness, of different emotions. You'll see at the bottom, shame, fear, or guilt. Eventually you get to neutrality. Neutrality is when you learn how to observe your thoughts. This is a very powerful point. Then eventually you get up to other emotions, get up to courage, get up to willingness. Then you get up to that of reasoning. Now, reasoning is the intellectual processes. Einstein calibrated at 499. What happens is reasoning is where right now we're talking about changing our belief systems, becoming aware of what we believe to be true, how we architect reality, how we can let go of all the things that no longer serve. Now, here's the thing though. We can rearrange all the belief systems we want. However, What is more powerful than doing that is to simply let go. The way that we move up the scale is not by piling on a new idea, it's by letting go of the lower vibrational states of consciousness. You want to let go of shame, fear, and guilt? Neutrality. Learn how to observe your thoughts. You want to let go of the lower ones? You just let them go. It's not like you have to attain, you have to go from courage to willingness. It's more so you have to just let go of the bottom perspectives, the bottom positionalities, the way that we see things. So even if we were to take inventory of all of our belief systems, that would only be a 499 and below type mentality. Now, there is a paradigm higher than that, and that is when you transcend belief in totality. You realize that all beliefs are true, and that instead of piling on a new belief, just let them go. Whatever is. This is when we get more into Eastern philosophy and understanding the world is perfect the way that it is. Now, the paradox is when you understand the world is perfect the way it is, things begin to transform even easier because there's no resistance to what is. The ego wants to change everything. The ego looks around and says, I want to attract this, I want to attract this, I want all of these things. Most people are using the law of attraction from the perspective of their ego's desires. But the goal of the ego, the main focus of the ego, is to simply survive. So the ego is going to try everything it can to let these belief systems remain intact. Belief systems of childhood, belief systems of religion, all of these belief systems. The ego wants to keep it to survive. So the key in what I'm showing you is that everything you've thought of until now has been from an ego perspective. And me too. I'm not saying that I'm enlightened, so I am here to show you the way. I'm showing you a new level of consciousness. Who right now, when you're listening to me speak, are you listening to me from the ego or from the greater part of being? What I'm showing you is that there is a part of you that has always been within you, a part of you that is considered being. There's doing, there's having, there's being. The ego wants to do, the ego wants to have. There's a level of consciousness that is being, and when you are being, you are void of beliefs. You are void of needing validation. You are void of needing to make it happen. What I'm encouraging you to understand is that your whole life may have been an accumulation of these different experiences, of the different moments of now, of the different ways the ego has responded to life situations. And what my intention is to show you that instead of being at the whims of society, instead of being at the whims of the social conditioning, of the belief structures of the society that you've grown up in, instead of all of that, start to engage with life in a new way. And when you engage, say yes to what is. The more you say yes to what is the more it transforms. The more you become okay with everything, the more everything will become okay. That's the key. That's enlightenment in a nutshell. The difference between an enlightened person and a not enlightened person is simply the enlightened person absorbs and integrates what is happening in the present moment. The unenlightened person is thinking of the next thing, is thinking of what it can achieve. The enlightened person will stand here right now. The unenlightened person says, I want to be over there. That over there is even better. The unenlightened person is aware and is not trying to cling onto a new belief system. The unenlightened person is trying to believe more, is trying to get to the next level. You see, there's a shift in consciousness here that you're beginning to tap into. You can feel it right now. Even as I say this right now, what is it going on in your mind? What does this mean for me? What is going on? What is he saying about beliefs? Can I absorb this in my life? Am I thinking from the ego or am I being? This do, have, be stuff. What's that? That is all the ego. Be aware of what the ego is thinking. Don't resist it. Don't try to control it. Be aware of it. Allow it to be. This is where transformation begins to happen. Because up until this point, you may have been living your whole life at the whims of environment, of society. And what you could start to do is engage with life. Know that you can go beyond belief. You go beyond belief by letting go of it, by being present to the moment and knowing you are unconditional love and bliss. That is your natural state of being. The more intellectual we are, the more we get caught up in the webs of our own belief. Let go of belief. Be in the present moment. Be. That's where the power is. Understand, enlightenment is not something you attain. The ego wants enlightenment. The enlightenment, though, is something you realize you already are. It's just that there's these layers over it, these beliefs over it that have been clouding it up. Wipe the screen. And when you do that, you'll let go of everything that doesn't serve. So I hope this video today helps you to understand how you can go beyond that of beliefs. This is a kind of a teaser for something that's going to be coming out over the next couple months. It's called the Shift Experience with Doughty. I'm going to show you exactly how to shift from the social conditioning, reacting to the environment, show you how to go from the thought structures of these belief systems, the story we tell ourselves, and to a new level of consciousness, a new level of being that feels like freedom, that feels like a totally new way of being. It's called the Shift Experience, and if you want updates on it, you'll see in the top of the description box below. You can sign up for it. I will send you updates as to when it becomes live. I will also eventually be doing seminars around the world on the Shift Experience, traveling around. Maybe I'll come to your city, but if you want to know more on that, you can sign up in the description box below. Also, I'll be doing more live Q&As on Instagram, so if you want to interact with me, I did a Q&A yesterday that was lit. It was a lot of fun. Lit's a cool thing to say. So if you want to be a part of that, then you'll see right here. You can follow me on Instagram as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Yeah, what are you doing? It's just, right? You know, if you want to see the daily vids, you have to actually push that subscribe and the notification button, because that's the way YouTube does things now. Other than that, as always, peace, much love, and namaste.